Hello. In the past several months, I've been talking to many people who asked me some really good questions. And I was thinking perhaps you would be interested in some of the answers. The first question that I'm asked is, when are you going to reopen Temple Beth Am? The truth is that we cannot reopen it because Temple Beth Am was never closed. All we did was to change the way we do things. Some of the activities we shifted from in-person to virtual. Other activities we just had to modify. People ask me, okay, we watch you on Friday night, and the truth is that you've been live streaming Friday nights for years now. But what about other activities? What about schools? You have religious school, you have the one school, the wonderful preschool. We were successful to continue with our schools despite everything. Religious school continued on Zoom. I think that many of the kids just needed it. They didn't go to school during the day. They didn't see the friends that they used to see. So all of a sudden, to get together with their friends on Zoom and the teachers, they loved it. I know that my two boys who did it really loved every minute. The bigger challenge was the preschool, because these are tiny kids, 18 months to 5 years old. How can you engage them just staring at a computer screen or an iPad for many hours? It is hard, but we did it. And surprisingly, the kids were very happy to be with their teachers, with their friends, and the parents appreciated the effort that we took. What about holidays? I know that many of you joined us for Passover. It was a different kind of a Passover, and we all prayed that we'll never have to do it again. But we did it. We added other services. We had healing services. We had some meditations. We had discourse services. They were not the same, but we were able to create meaningful services. We had adult classes, many of them, and some of them were astonishingly well attended. Hundreds of people came to some of the classes, many more people than we normally get at the temple. The other question I get is about social action. So you know of St. George. This is the soup kitchen that we have been going there for many, many years in order to feed the homeless. They stopped doing it. But we did not stop feeding those in need. And as you can imagine, there are many more people in need right now. So instead of going to St. George, our members prepared hundreds of sandwiches, baked thousands of cookies every single week in order to deliver them to the people in need. I received many questions about life cycle events. Do you do them? How do you do them? We've done many funerals and Shiva services. It was more difficult than it normally is. But at the same time, we were able to find a way to bring deep meaning to these events. And of course, there were celebrations. Some people chose to postpone their weddings and Bnei Mitzvah. Some people did not want to do it. So we had them and we celebrated with them in a combination of in-person, limited sometimes to 10 people with masks on, and of course the rest of the family had to watch it on some live stream or Zoom. People ask me, how did we do it? We realized that we are built for this moment. When we renovated the temple, we focused on the future. It's not that we anticipated a pandemic, but now we have the right building. We have the video capabilities. We have people who know how to use it. And we have all the tools that allow us to adapt. The other thing is that you guys have been remarkably generous with your money, with your time, with your skills. You call to ask, how can we help? With your help, we gave more than $30,000 to Jupiter Medical Center. You made dozens, if not hundreds, of phone calls to congregants asking just how they were doing. We did it together. 8 years ago, Temple Beth Am was one of the first synagogues in the country to get rid of the old due system and replace it with voluntary financial commitment. It allowed hundreds of people to embrace Jewish life and become full members of a beautiful Jewish community. As a result of the pandemic, we anticipate some of our members to fall into hard financial times, and we count on your generosity to help us to keep our doors open for anyone who wants to be part of our beautiful community. Probably many of you are asking, so when can I finally come into the building? Hopefully very soon. We already started our summer camp for the One School after we found a safe way to have our children in the building, and now we're working on a safety protocol that will enable us to come together for services and other activities. I really want to thank you for all your questions, and I want to encourage you to send me more questions so we'll be able to continue this dialogue. Thank you, and stay safe.